We used to struggle with customers' item size and weights and the cost for inaccurate estimates. And we also ultimately had to cancel some jobs. It was when we found Live Switch Contact. Their video tool for quoting changed everything. We saved $5,000 in the first month alone. And our only regret is we didn't try them sooner. Welcome to another episode of Mornings with Movies, y'all. I'm Dwight Mack with Moving Force as well as Max Moving Training, and we're going to just get into it today. Last week we talked about marketing and really dialing in with your marketing, test, track, and tweaking, make sure your marketing is working well. We are in, dang, almost mid-September. And with that being said, we want to make sure that we're getting to this bag, especially with the winter being right around the corner. Next week starts fall, so we got a little bit of time, but we know that fall gets cold real fast for the people that's up north. So, with that being said, we want to just make sure that one, we are making sure that we're closing all of our invoices that we have open. Two, we're dialing up on our reports. We're actually looking at our reports, knowing which reports to look at to make sure that, hey, we're making sure that we're making money this off season. Two, no, three, making sure that you understand your cash flow. Making sure how you have money in your reserves going into the off season is going to be crucial as well. So, give me 1 second, yeah. Let me see what I could pull up. Um, let's see, let's see, let's see. Let's see, let's see. Mm, something that can give you guys something to go off of today. All right. Let's see. Da. We talked about payments. We talked about um let's see. All right. Um, let's see, let's see, let's see. Is there someone a good one to talk about? Nah. So I think it's gonna be today we're gonna because we're winging it, we're gonna basically go over how you guys have been handling your claims. Because claims is gonna cost you guys. Damage claims will cost you guys money. So, how are you guys handling your claims right now? Are you guys just, taking in the claims reports from customers saying, hey, you guys broke my dresser, you guys broke um you broke my dining table, you scratched this up, you scratched that up, my walls are messed up because you guys, you know, was reckless coming out of the house with the furniture. So you have to have that report dialed in. You have to have that system dialed in, more or less. One of the things you could do is have programs to incentivize your guys to reduce damage claims. So the more they don't damage something, the more that you can ultimately keep in-house and disperse as a bonus. That's one way to reduce your claims. Now, when you do get them, hey, they're going to happen. One of the things that you want to focus on when they do happen is which type of valuation or insurance did that customer select? So again, I like to refer back to here in New York, we have three claim options where customers can either get, 30 cents per pound, they can get what is it? A $2,500 lump sum, or they can get full valuation, but we can charge for that, but at the same token, you can't charge but so much. So usually with that option, you want to make sure that you're given the you want to make sure that maybe you can refer that to a third party company. Now, there are third-party insurance companies for moving. I think it's movinginsurance.com is a big one. They're the main ones from what I know. So reaching out to them, building a partnership with them, and just having them cover your customer for full value can provide a lot of value for your customers because they're like, oh, well, they care about my stuff. Okay, I can go and get a policy, cover my stuff up to $70,000, $80,000, whatever it may be, and those customers are good that way.
As a moving business owner, your day starts with a plan. But what happens when your movers don't show and that plan falls apart? Last minute no-shows. You're left to bootstrap, jumping in as an extra body. Yet sometimes, even that's not enough. This isn't just a disruption, it's a barrier to your business growth. Introducing Moving Force, your on-demand moving team. With Moving Force, say goodbye to no-shows and hello to peace of mind. With reliable, on-demand staff ensures you're never undermanned, turning your operational nightmares into a thing of the past. Moving Force, where every day is moving day and every move is smooth. Empower your business and keep growing without missing a beat. Join Moving Force today and move forward with confidence.
They're like, and they feel like you're going to take care of their stuff because basically you're willing to insure their homes and their belongings up to that amount. Now, the customer doesn't have to pay, they don't pay you when it comes to that. They'll probably pay move and relocation insurance. But if you go with the first option where you're not offering like the $2,500 lump sum, you can be offering 60 cents. 60 cents is a federal mandate across most states, so that's commonly heard. So if you do 60 cents per pound, it's not just to say that you're doing 60 cents per pound. It's to say that you're um you're going to oblige by that 60 cents per pound. So, and what I mean by that is some customers, when a move happens and some damages occur, some people say, well, how much was that? And they'll say, well, my dresser cost me $400. And they're like, okay, well, we'll give you $300. We know that, it has some wear and tear on it already, da 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 da. And you negotiate with the customer. And that's the wrong way to go. Because now customer's like, can you do 350? You know, and because you're like, well, 300 is the most I can do. One, you're already negotiating in the wrong facet. So now they may or may not give you a good review because you wouldn't squeeze by $50, which is, obviously I ain't gonna say the word dumb, but it is what it is. But because you didn't have a system behind this and you didn't know what really 60 cents per pound was, they pretty much are going off of whatever they choose to go off of. So there are packets. If you reach out to Max Moving Training, reach out to us at Max Moving Training. We basically go over this as well. There are packets that are is designed for household goods, and it has the standard weights. And basically, you use that as a guide to determine what the weight of the item is. So if it's a dresser, the dresser weighs 200, not 200 pounds, sorry, that's a little, probably 75 pounds. It may be 80. Now you do 60 cents times, I'm gonna round it up to 100 just so we don't mess around with math today. We do 60 cents times 100 pounds for that dresser. You're basically looking at about $60. Um, so basically you would do about $60 in that case to cover that dresser. So now okay, the most I can give this customer for this 100-pound dresser is $60. Now, even if they say that, oh, well, the dresser cost me, $400, $60 is what you can give because that's what they're signed. That's the valuation they signed. Now, obviously, if you want to do a little goodwill, goodwill is like, hey, I want to give a little extra because I felt like maybe it was our fault. Maybe I want to, make right by this customer. I'll do, 25% more than what the payout was. Set a system, set a cap. So even if you want to streamline this to your damage claim department or your operations team, and you say, "Hey, I want you guys to handle this because I'm the business owner. I want you guys to handle this because I want to be able to scale a business and not have to worry about putting out fires every day." So anytime a claims come in, go through this diligent process, write it up, do the calculations on how much we're going to be able to pay this customer out based on the valuation they chose. And if the customer gives kickback, in worst case scenario, they get kickback and they say, hey, $60 is not going to cut it. The most I'm allowing you to do is between 10 and 25% of the initial payout. Anything above that has to get approved. And they're like, okay. So then now you say 25% more than $60 it only makes it $75. So now now they like, okay, well, hey, in Goodwill we can do the most we can do is probably $75 for this. Otherwise, I might have to run it up the chain and it could take a lot longer to get approved. But if you approve today, we could probably get a check out to you probably later this week or so like that, and kind of go from there. Now it leaves it in their hands. Ah, geez, like it could probably be a while, and maybe they may not even give me much more than what they're already giving me. Okay, we'll do the 75. That's fine. Cool. Write it up. Send out a check. Make sure you have this all documented by email. Attach the email to the back of it saying that they approved it. Put it in your filing folder. File it away. And that's as simple as you can go with the claims. It's just staying organized with each and every one of your claims.
When your team isn't trained, mistakes happen. Jobs go wrong. Customers complain. And your business? It suffers. At Max Moving Training, we help moving companies like yours build strong, reliable teams from the inside out. From mover and driver training to sales, operations, marketing, and leadership. We give your people the skills to succeed. When everyone is trained, everything runs smoother and your business grows stronger. Training isn't optional. It's essential. Stop guessing. Start training. Join Max Moving Training today.
Let me know if you have any questions on the claims process, because I knew a lot of people didn't have any had a lot of questions on how to even calculate the standard weight of these household good items. Let me see while you're doing that. Let me see what other tips we have for reducing the claims. Um, so another way of reducing the claims is you want to make sure you're doing a pre-move. You want to make sure you're doing a pre-move walkthrough and set the stage for success. Always do a visual walkthrough before loading a single item, flag fragile or pre-damaged items, and make note of them. A shared understanding with the customer upfront helps reduce disputes later. So again, when you do the visual walkthrough, you're going to notice pieces of furniture that has marks, dings, chips, whatever the case may be. Your guys should be taking a picture of all of those items and just making sure that, hey, the customer's understanding that this item was already damaged prior to you moving it. Also, you want to make sure that you guys are wrapping the product before order furniture piece before you leave the house. So make sure you're diligently wrapping it. All corners, all edges are covered. You're putting enough shrink wrap or rubber bands on it so that the blanket isn't slipping off. And then basically that piece leaves the house wrapped and it goes into the next house wrapped, and then you unwrap it. So likelihood, if anything occurred, as long as there's no physical damage to your blankets or whatever the case is, the customer is going to probably be like, okay, well, we seen the product go out, we seen the furniture go out of our house wrapped really well, and we seen it come back in our house wrapped really well. Likelihood this may have been there already. So, and it's bad habits, I want to call it bad habits that build where movers are unwrapping a piece in the house. No, I'm sorry. They're unwrapping a piece in the truck and then bringing a piece into the house just so that, they don't have to worry about carrying the blankets back out of the house. Somebody in the truck can fold up the blankets so that basically they feel like they're being efficient. by leaving the blankets in the truck, all the wrapping, all that stuff. And then you go through a doorway and maybe you scratch the doorway or you scratch the piece because now it's uncovered. So just make sure that you guys leave the house with it protected and you come back into the new house with it protected. And that also helps reduce claims as well. Provide your team with provide your team with quality packing materials. Teach them how to use them. Reinforce the importance of padding, wrapping, and securing items with bumps and vibrations during transit. Um, Number three, train for technique. Accidents happen when movers are rushed or understand. Oh, I'm sorry. Accidents happen when movers are rushed or undertrained. Ensure your crews know safe lifting, loading, and furniture handling methods. A single mistake on a staircase or truck ramp can cost thousands. So understand that obviously you guys should be carrying it the same way. One guy shouldn't have his hands above the piece like this, and one hand underneath the piece like this, because basically that's when things can happen. Like, too much pressure, the piece is leaning one way or the other, and it basically just causes strain on one person's arm. They end up letting the piece slip. So if they're doing a two-man level carry, both hands should be on the bottom. So understanding the different lifting techniques is going to be crucial to making sure that, um, again, one way of reducing claims. So when you have your training in-house, make sure that your training is going over different lifting techniques, whether it's a high-low carry, whether it's a level carry, whether it's going up a truck ramp, not to push the piece up the truck ramp, but instead back it up the truck ramp. So just different methods.
Are you in search of a side gig? Get ready to land the ultimate side hustle. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Join Moving Force as a mobile mover. Enjoy the freedom to set your own hours, earn excellent income, and be your own boss. Apply now. Download the app for free, available on the App Store. It's time to make a move, both figuratively and literally.
Number four, communicate clearly. Confusion creates claims. Keep customers informed about arrival windows, what to expect during the move, and any limitations on what you can handle. Better communication equals fewer surprises. So if you realize you get to the job and the customer has a piano or a gun safe, just making sure that you guys are, able to move those things and you have the right equipment can go a long way. Don't be Superman. If you don't got it, you don't have it. Just let it go. Just tell the customer, hey, we're gonna have to come back with more guys. We didn't expect that this was on the job. Um, and again, the customers may not be happy in that particular sense because they probably need to be out the house, but they'll probably be more understanding because you didn't take on more than you can handle. Uh, let's see. Number five, customers offer insurance options. So we talked about offering insurance options. Um, Number six, build a solid inventory list. Have both the customer and crew sign off on detailed inventory, especially for long distance or multi-day jobs. This protects everyone, and makes it easier to resolve issues if they arise. Now, damage claims aren't just damages. It could be considered theft as well. So make sure that you're building a solid inventory list. You are making sure that the customer knows that, hey, you said you wasn't bringing this item. You said you wasn't bringing that item. So with that being said, we have no record of it really going on our truck because you said you wasn't bringing it. So now if they misplaced an item that they said they was going to take care of, it doesn't fall on you guys. Now, you guys can use Live Switch. Live Switch is a very, very useful video estimator software where basically you guys can have the customer survey video their home and you guys can do your own detailed inventory just in case verbally you're doing an inventory over the phone and the customer is not 100% accurate. So just make sure again, everything is systems. So, number seven, Equipped for the job. Make sure each truck is stocked with dollies, straps, shrink wrap, pads, and tools. The right equipment prevents damage to walls, furniture, even your movers' backs. So again, not everybody need to wear back brace, but make sure that you guys have the right equipment for what your guys are moving. Um, Add quality control touches. Assign a team lead to inspect each stage of your move. During loading, arrival, post unload, one extra set of eyes can catch issues before they turn into claims. So, again, have that one person walking around and actually assessing everything in the house before it gets wrapped. So you could basically, have them mark off, hey, that dresser in that bedroom one got scratched. Oh, snap, that mattress is a little got some stains on it in bedroom two. Okay, in the dining room, there's some chairs that got some marks on it. So you can have somebody walk around taking pictures while everyone else is kind of going around just wrapping stuff and getting everything prepared. This can happen during the time in the walkthrough process when other movers are setting up the residence for residence protection, while the one lead is walking around making sure that everything is good. By that time, hey, I cleared bedroom one. I think everything in bedroom one has been notated. Go out and y'all can start in bedroom one. I'll be in bedroom number two so that y'all can basically start wrapping in there. Uh, End with a walkthrough. So before leaving and doing a final walkthrough with the customer, so at the end of the job, just make sure that you guys are doing a final walkthrough with the customer. Hey, is this where it needs to be? Is where your yeah, basically simple as that. Is this where it needs to be? Is the bed where it needs to be? Is the dining room, is the couches where they need to be? Is there anything that we may have missed? Is things that you want to do at the end of the job. Don't just say, oh, hey, we got everything in your house, we put everything where we think it goes, because basically customers will call if there's 10, 20 boxes that's in the wrong room, and they'll be mad. And they'll find something that got messed up because they didn't want to move those 10 to 20 boxes. So make sure you do a final walkthrough, make sure everything is where it needs to be, customer satisfied, customer take care of the rest from there. And then basically make sure that you guys are collecting your feedback from every customer at the end of the move. So we used to make sure that we clocked out guys out from the office so that we can kind of get that double confirmation that the customer was satisfied with their move, everything was where it needs to be, and we don't have to worry about a lot of this stuff kicking back on us. So that's kind of like my 2 cents, y'all. Um, Let me go back to the meeting. Let's see if we got any questions in the chat. All right. So, yeah, that was our episode of Mornings with Movers. My name is Dwight. I'm with Max Moving Training again, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll have more guests as we go on throughout the weeks. Y'all won't just have to listen to me talk. But basically today we just had to wing it a little bit. Make sure you guys are dialed in on your claims process. And yeah, reach out to us at Max Moving Training. We can guide you through it if you guys are, still having questions about certain aspects of your moving company. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Keep grinding out there, and I'll talk to y'all soon.